Seth versus Memphis, and I know that Memphis lost to UAB. It was a heartbreaking game. Lost their quarterback, Brendon Lewis, and he's still supposed to be able to handle business versus UAB. I know UAB has a new coach. Trent Dilfer was fired a week ago, and we look at it here. We have a matchup that we felt like we was going to hold College Game Day accountable and say, you guys have to go to Memphis. I've been to Memphis one time. This when I was doing music and we was on a Black College tour. This was many years ago, and we were down in Memphis, and I tell you, that environment is unparalleled. Like the food there, this is before I was even vegan. The food there was immaculate. Barbecue was A1. And I know Memphis is unchy now, and this probably was unchy then. I just guess because we was on the university side, we was cool. But that atmosphere is just unparalleled. People were so hospitable. Like I said, I don't know what it's like now. I know crime is heavy in Memphis there, but when Moon had a conversation with Coach Ryan Silverfield at American Media Days, one thing he told Moon is, hey, we win at home. We handle business at home. He was like, I think we were third in the last 10 years with most home wins. They have one of the longest active streaks in home wins at the moment as well. This is one of these games that I just don't know who's going to win. So let's talk about the history of these two teams. The Tigers do lead the series 9-4, which is surprising, including 4 straight wins dating back to 2019. I thought that was interesting when I was doing some of my research to see what this history looked like. Not an extensive history. I think this will be the 14th time that they played in this matchup. Not bad at all. But South Florida is trending. South Florida is scary. You saw what they did to FAU a week ago, and I respect FAU. Zach Kittley is my guy, dude, and I hated to see that thing because I was like, yo, I think Florida Atlantic is figuring it out, but South Florida, that train don't stop, bro. And then they went to North Texas, and it was BTA. Like I said, the game was closer than many people thought. I watched the game. I saw that the muff punt, that was the biggest play of the game, and North Texas just couldn't rebound from there. But you look at what Alex Golesh has done this year. It's been outstanding. I don't think he'll be at the group of 6 ranks. It'll be group of 6 next year, and I try to get used to saying group of 6. I still say group of 5 a lot. He won't be at that ranks next year. Alex Golesh won't be there. And guess who else I don't think will be there either? Ryan Silverfield might not be there either. But the only thing is there's a lot of competition with the recent coaches fired. It's like some of these coaches may fill up some of these jobs. Both of these guys have done an outstanding job. Both of these gentlemen have done an outstanding job. So Golesh offense was explosive. And I remember when I first became familiarized with Alex Golesh, and that was the year that we started CFB Nation. Shout out to the gang, shout out to the squad. Hope everybody's doing well. And that was the year we started CFB Nation back in 2022 is when it started. But I think it really formulated down at Senior Bowl 2023. I think that's when we became who we were. Because when it started, it was just a flagship show. It was just me. And this is something I was created when I was with a prior company. And I could tell things weren't going in the right direction with that company. I said, hey, I need something for myself. This is something for myself. And it blossomed from a show to a platform. So we don't even have a show called CFB Nation anymore. So that's why I have the governor of college football. So Alex Golesh, I first became familiarized with him in 2022 with the Tennessee Volunteers, where Hendon Hooker and Jalen Hyatt could not be stopped. They just could not be stopped. And it was the little things that Alex Golesh would do. I remember this one play. I forgot who it was. It might have been Tillman and Hyatt. I believe Hyatt was on the outside. Tillman was on the inside because they was about to run a post-will concept. They moved Hyatt to the inside. I believe this is versus Kentucky. Tillman to the outside so Tillman can run the post and Hyatt can run the will, and it was a touchdown. It's just the little things. It's the devil in the details that separates elite coaches from coaches that are just good enough. Like, it's those devil in the details. And I'm telling you, Alex Golesh understands the devil in the details, but the tempo that they run with this Parachute offense, the R-Bow system, as I like to call it, its versatility, and it's controlled, but it is chaotic. 100% chaotic. And they're averaging over 476 yards per game, 41 points per game, and those numbers and metrics are both top 15 nationally. This team can score points in bunches. Let's talk about Ryan Silverfield. He's such a great coach, man, and an outstanding conversationalist. We had a lot of interviews this past. I can't wait till next year media days. I know I'm trying to rush the season, but this past media days, there was just some outstanding conversations. The conversation I had with Zach Kittley, he and I talked for a while. The conversation that Moon had with Justin Wilcox. The conversation that Jalen had with Byrum Brown. But Moon and Ryan Silverfield's conversation was magnetic for me because it went outside of the realm of football. We got to learn who Ryan Silverfield is, like the music. Like, he could be at a country concert and then the next minute he's at a Biggie concert. That's just who he was. That's just how he grew up. So music is something that I love immensely. I love music. I told you guys a little bit earlier I used to do music. And college football is something that I love immensely. So hearing those two things, I wasn't even a part of the conversation, and I was just, kind of producing it in the background, like letting Moon know when to speed up, because I'll be talking to the SID, like, how much time we got, we good? And then I'll just like motion like this when it was time to speed it up. But it was such a great conversation. Please go check that out. It's on at the CFB Nation YouTube, so just at the CFB Nation. And it was during a live stream. I wish I had the frames ready for you guys, but it was such an outstanding conversation between CFB Moon and Ryan Silverfield. They talked about everything, but we got a great kind of gist of who he is, man. Such a well-rounded individual. But they averaged 38.1 points per game. Hate that they lost to UAB this weekend. It's really frustrating. They do hold opponents to slightly under 19, probably higher than that should be, but I like what Memphis brings to the table. And don't think because they lost to UAB that they cannot win this conference. If you watch the game, you understand that Brendon Lewis plays that game, they win that game. But sometimes miracles happen, and coaches matter, and schemes matter, as I always say on here. So, let's talk about Florida, South Florida. Alex Golesh is the offensive coordinator. They do have a listed offensive coordinator. I believe his name is Joel Gordon. But this is Alex Golesh's system. We know it's the veer and shoot. It's a tempo spread with quarterback-centric RPO design. That is the great way to design, to kind of illustrate or describe what type of offense that they run, right? Everything starts and ends with Byrum Brown. This unit is so much different with him being in there. He missed a lot of last season, but this kid just puts it all on the line every game. There's a couple plays he makes every game. I think there's a category for quarterbacks that are just really tough. I believe it starts and ends with Byrum Brown and Diego Pavia. They put it all on the line every weekend. And it's just, if I'm a player for that team, I'm going to go want to win for that guy. I'm 100% going to want to win for that guy. And he's accounted for so much yardage. I think it's 2170 total yardage, 22 touchdowns. He's leading both USF in passing and rushing. Got 1,695 yards, 16 passing touchdowns, 6 touchdown rushing, 475 yards on the ground. Keep in mind, in college football, your sacks count against your rushing yardage. That's what's been impressive about Byrum Brown. Chaz Nimrod, he's a big play threat. 466 yards on the season, 3 touchdowns, and Davenport is pretty good running in between the tackles, but this offense starts and ends with Byrum Brown. If you watch USF, you know that. Yes, they have players that can make, I just mentioned Nimrod, that can make plays, but Byrum Brown is the engine that keeps this thing going. So let's talk about defensive coordinator Tyler Lando. Guy that I'm a fan of. I think they need to be playing a little bit better. 19 points per game is a little high for me. If we're being honest, when we start looking at teams that can make that college football playoff run, but not just as the automatic G5, you're the highest ranked G5 bid. I believe that with South Florida's schedule, I think they have the opportunity to do something really impressive. I think that they can make they may ruin the team's ability to make the playoff because their schedule was so tough and they've been handling business and it's been business as usual. They made Boise State look so pedestrian, and Boise State just put hands and feet on UNLV this past week. This is where we at. So he runs a 4-2-5. They love the attack. Front heavy pressure principles. That's where they're at. That's where they're at 100%. They're athletic. They're physical. In the box. 28th nationally against the run. That's pretty daggone good. The secondary is the issue. And Brendon Lewis makes secondaries pay. You play man, you play outstanding defense, I'm taking off. He's just like Byrum Brown. Me and Jalen always laugh at the game where we saw Nevada play a year ago. And Brendon Lewis was just amazing, man. Truly amazing. Alrighty. So I didn't realize we was this far into the episode. And yeah, this is going to be another hour and a half episode. Linebacker Michael Hurst, he got 5.5 sacks on the season. Ben Asone, the tone setter defensively. Jalen Schuler leads the team in tackle with 61 tackles. So that's not good. You feel me? In my opinion, they're really good against the run. They're solid against the run. You got to get better against the pass. But some of that is garbage yardage. Because some of these teams, they've been really putting hands and feet on, and then they become pass heavy. So some of that is garbage yardage, but still, you have to get better against the pass, to be honest with you. So let's talk about the Memphis side of the thing. Tim Cramsey, run heavy spread with physical RPO layering. Just like we said, it starts and ends with Byrum Brown. It starts and ends with Brendon Lewis. And I'm not sure if he'll play this weekend. Coach Silverfield said he's day-to-day. I know if he's 50 or 60%, he'll play, but does that harm them the way that it harmed Moneyline Mateer in Oklahoma when they played the Red River Rivalry, where he just started playing a week early? He'd have been fine if he came back to South Carolina game, honestly. But Brendon Lewis, 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. What you see is what you get with Brendon Lewis. Really good at running the ball. He is completing 70% of his passes. At times, there's some throws he would like to have back. That's what Brendon Lewis is. Sutton Smith is the power back, 480 yards, 6 touchdowns. And then Cortez Byrum, 491 yards, 5 TDs on the season. He does provide explosive element for the Tigers offensively. So we talked about the offense. Let's talk about the defense. Everybody is kind of running a 4-2-5 or something similar. It may be a 4-3 look at time to time. It may even look like a 3-3-5 from time to time. But everybody is kind of running a 4-2-5. That ability to have that additional corner in the game. You can stay on your base package most of the game with just your 3 cornerbacks, with your your 2 outsides, your nickel back, your left cornerback, right cornerback, nickel back, and then your safeties, you'll use them in coverage as well if they're good enough to be able to play coverage as well. That's why the 4-2-5 is just hitting college football you even see some 4-2-5 in the NFL too, especially with these big nickel packages. You'll see it as well. So this is definitely one of the AAC's best. I'm sorry, the American Conference. They don't go by AAC anymore. Memphis ranks 25 nationally in scoring defense, allowing 18 points per game, 25th against the run, 106 yards per game, and a +6 turnover margin, which is really good. That's 14th in the FBS. Linebackers, Brumfield and Watts, really good, solid linebacker group. Like what I've seen about them. So let's talk about some of the advanced metrics and that'll help us better understand what we might be getting in this game. Yards per play, 6.8 and 6.5. Astronomical. That is phenomenal. I tell you, it really is. Turnover margin, +7 for USF. That's 10th in the country. +6 for Memphis. That's 14 in the country. You want to look at why teams are winning games. More of attrition on line of scrimmage and winning the turnover battle and possessing the ball. Third down conversion rate. This is outstanding. 46% for Memphis. That's top 30. And USF is somewhere around middle of the pack. But they're not afraid to go for it on 4th downs as well. Memphis is really good at possessing the ball. USF is not. They score fast. Teams, they end up getting large leads, and teams just have to, go to pass heavy. But Memphis is really good at possessing the ball, and that's what they're going to do well at home. We've seen that in the Arkansas game. They take care of business at home. Really outstanding to see. Memphis ranked 7th nationally in red zone offense at 96.4% clip. That's outstanding. South Florida, they're really good as well. They're 25th at a 92.3% clip. This is great. You're looking at 2 teams who like to finish drive. Some of the things that we need to watch in this game: can Memphis control tempo and keep USF defense on the field? I think they will. That's a check for me. Byrum Brown's mobility offset the Tigers' defensive front. Another thing to watch: turnover battle. Both teams are elite at taking the ball away. We saw Memphis had Drew Metzemaker confused. Some throws you would like to have back, but winning in all 3 phases of the game, not just offensively, not just defensively. What is your special teams doing to help you get in better field position? That's what we're looking at it as well. South Florida is red hot, and if Brendon Lewis doesn't play, give me South Florida to win this game. If he plays and he's playing, he's about 60% of who he is. Give me Memphis, because it's damn near impossible to go in there and leave with a victory. But if there's a team that can do it, it's a USF team who's been battle tested, who's playing a lot of really good teams. But so have Memphis played some good teams as well. So give me Memphis to win this game if Brendon Lewis is healthy. If he's not healthy, I have to lean South Florida, even though it's hard to get a victory in Memphis. But Brendon Lewis, if he's day-to-day, he's playing. That's the way I look at it. Week to week is one thing. Day-to-day is, we will make sure he's ready to go. Because he going to need to be ready to go if they got any shot of making it to the playoffs. They got to beat this team. Because Navy is trending. And I'm telling you, it's going to be difficult to beat Navy this year. And this American, I was about to say AAC again, this American conference is so elite. So many good teams. We got parity in this conference for sure. I don't know who wins the conference, but give me Memphis in this game if Brendon Lewis is healthy. like a 34-30 type game. The Tigers win their 5th straight matchup. It's gonna be an outstanding game. I'm just not sure if Brendon Lewis is playing. If he's playing, give me Memphis to win that game. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game. We got Illinois versus Washington.